So this is a quick video to try to give you a crash course on eBids. So what is an eBid? An eBid is basically like this presentation you're seeing right here. It's completely customizable, and it allows you to show your client this custom presentation where you can show the quality and the value that you bring before you get to the price. So this is an example here. On this one, it contains any number of pages of information you want. This first page is called the welcome page on our example. And in our case, in this one, it actually, it welcomes the customer and says, thank you for the opportunity. And it tells them, okay, how do I interact with this eBid? I'm going to click these pages with these arrows in order to view more about this presentation, or I can click on the green accept button in the top if I'm ready to move forward. So let's explore this a little bit. So we click on turn page, and the next thing that the client sees in this example is an About Us page where we can actually showcase our company, and we can show pictures that show things that are good about our company and captions that say, why are we different from the competitor. The next page that we might have is one where we actually show our license and company insurance policy so that the client knows that we have a license and insurance. We have a page that we can show with references. We can show a page that might have, this one's blank, but it's called About Your Project. This is a page where you probably would want to show some different pictures that highlight some specific areas of the job that you're going to be working on, and what you might be doing on those areas of the job that's going to set you apart from your competitor. The next page is an opportunity to upsell. You can show the types of paint that you would use. For example, you might, as a standard, if you were using Sherwin-Williams products, you might use Super Paint as a standard, but opportunities to get a better finish might include using Harmony, Duration, or Emerald. Another page that you would have, of course, would be the proposal page. This is finally the page where you actually get to the price of the job. This is something you're probably used to seeing, where you got an itemization of the different tasks that are going to be for the job and what the price of the job is. And of course, in our example, the next page is going to be the agreement, which you're used to seeing as a contract, which can include all the terms and conditions that you would normally see in your contract. And then the next page on this actually includes the right to cancel. So the eBid allows you to customize what you want to show to your customer, and it gives you the ability to go through and actually show all these things that set you apart from your competition when presenting to your client before you actually get to the price. And then if and when the customer says, yeah, I want to work with you, they can click on the accept button. They can click to accept the terms, type in their name, and then sign in the box and hit the accept. And you'll actually get an email as soon as they decide to accept the contract. Another cool feature about this is as soon as the client goes and views this eBid, you're going to immediately get an email about it. And that's actually one of the an opportunity for you to actually have feedback to know, yeah, they actually went and saw it. And then also gives you the opportunity, if you got that email, you could take it as an opportunity to call the client and say, hey, I was thinking about you. Did you get an opportunity to see the eBid I sent over to you? And of course you knew that they did. And say, are there any questions that I might answer for you about that project? So now that you have an idea of what an eBid is, let's go ahead and actually take a look at how we'd actually create one of these in PEP Cloud. So first thing you got to do is you got to go to Settings, Miss, and you're going to go to a new area that you have called eBid templates. And when you start, you're actually just going to have residential painting with a lock on it. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to click on Customize. And you're going to say, yeah, I want to customize this. And it's going to give you something called Residential Painting Copy. And you're going to want to click Edit and put a name here. And go ahead and say Done. And then you have all these pages that we were talking about earlier. You have your welcome page, your about page, your license insurance. You could choose to delete any of these, or you could add new ones. The different kinds of pages, as you can kind of see here, you've got what's called a custom page, a pictures page, an itemization page, and a contract page, and an extra signature page. Custom pages are basically like this welcome page, give you an opportunity to put basically anything you want. You can go through and you can type, it's like working with Word, you can type any information you want in here. It's got simple controls to make text bold or italics. You can go through and make headings by changing this over here. You can have heading 1, 2, and 3, or normal. So a custom text page is actually just basically a page with text on it of any kind of text you would want. The other next kind of page we have is a pictures page, which you saw with the About Us page, and you can actually go through on there, and you can go and you can add pictures by selecting and choosing from files off of your computer. You can add captions or titles about them. There's also, and you can add any number of pictures for it, and you can also add text, as we do in this About Us page at the beginning of the set of pictures that describes what am I going to see in these pictures. In this case, we used it to actually make this About page, so we talk a little bit about our company first, and then we show some pictures with captions. So an itemization is basically something like you're used to seeing a proposal, where you can go through and check the different boxes that you would want to include in the itemization of the job. The contract page is pretty straightforward. You get to go through and choose, default, like what kind of payment terms that they might see, and also the actual contract language that they might have. You can go through and you can change we have this right to cancel page, which actually gives you the ability to add an extra signature. This could actually be anything. Like if you had some kind of disclosure statement that somebody needed to sign, you could use it for that, to actually take note of the fact that they signed the disclosure, and you could keep that. So those are the different kinds of pages that you might add in here. You can edit any of these pages and save them, or like I said, you could make new pages, go through, choose what kind of page it is, and then start giving it some contents. So you're going to want to go through, and also you'll notice that on the residential painting example that you're customizing here, like for example on the welcome page, if you go and you look, you'll see that there's some instructions. It says at the end of this, remove these instructions, please add your name here, because this is just an example of a welcome page. We're going to want you to go through here on this, sincerely, your name and the name of your business, etc. And then you're going to want to hit done to save your changes there. You're going to want to go through every one of these pages, and any place where you see this remove these instructions, you're going to want to go through and read what it says. Like here it says that you're going to want to adjust the text above to match information about your business, and maybe definitely add some pictures that actually highlight things about your business, like maybe some pictures of your crew, showing things that actually set you apart from your competitor. Every one of these pages pretty much has a little bit of to-do like that, where it says remove these instructions. So you're going to want to go through on each one of these pages and make those little changes, remove the instructions, and personalize it to your company. So that's the actual template page. So you're going to want to go through and make your eBid template for your company, and then you're going to want to go back to your clients and choose a client where you've got a job, and in this case we have this job, and you'll notice now right above proposal and contract you have eBid, and you're actually going to want to go in this case I already created an eBid, so we're going to actually we'll take a look at this. So the eBid that we had just showed you, this one here, we had the welcome page. I want to show you something before we go through and get rid of this and make a new one. But when you've made an eBid, you actually have the ability to edit the eBid, but you also have this thing called activity. And here we can actually get in a view, like I was saying, that you got an email when the client viewed it, but you also get to go through on the activity page, and you get to see, well, how did the client interact with this? What did they take a look at? How many times did they look at the pages? And how much time did they spend on each page? This actually gives you a really good idea of what are the most important pages that for your clients, and it's going to be different for every company. Where are the clients spending the most of their time, and that's going to actually guide you as to knowing, okay, well, how much time should I be spending on different pages? Where should I be focusing my energy? Should I spend a lot of time on the About Us page? Should I spend a lot of time on the paint options, upselling? Where are they spending their time? And that's where I should probably spend my time to really fine-tune those pages. So this is really great because it's giving you information about what your client cares about, and you can cater to their needs. So let's go back for a second here, though, and I'm going to delete this one. And then when you actually get to this screen for one of your jobs, it's going to look just like this. So if you click on the eBid option, it's going to say, want to start an eBid for this job? And yes, we want to. So we're going to say start eBid now, and we're going to want to choose the style of eBid that we had just worked on, which we had just made Fred's residential painting. And we're going to want to go through, and we don't actually have to click customize now. If we did, we could use this, but we don't have to. This actually just gives us the ability to throw in some different payment terms if we wanted to, or quickly throw in a different body of terms and conditions for the agreement page, but we don't really need to do that. So we're just going to go ahead and say done. And it's going to go through and it's producing the all of the pages for us. And so at this point we can go through and we can say preview. So we're going to preview this page or preview this eBid, and this is actually our ability to go through and see, okay, so this is what the eBid's going to look like. We can see all the different pages in it just like we were seeing before, and of course you can see that we haven't gone through, and we need to, on our version of it, we need to remove the instructions and actually add what it's saying for us to add here. We haven't gone through and done that yet. But after you go through and you've got an eBid and you're ready to email it to your client, you'll go through and you'll click on email to client. You'll put in their email information and you're going to want to type in an email. Something that you're probably going to want to do is you're going to want to go through and create a quick text that actually has an email message in it. It's something that we did. We made a quick text called eBid email, and if you go and click apply email template, it'll actually go in and actually fill in the text of what you would want to put in for an email. So in this case it'll say dear and the person's name, thank you so much for considering us, and that way it makes it easier for us to don't have to type all this out. And then we would say send email, and the client's going to get an email that they can click on in order to view the eBid, and then of course you're going to get all the feedback about, okay, so they saw it and you know, they want to move forward with it, so they click accept and they sign, and then you have the option to come back in here and you get to click sign as well. So you'll go through, type your name, and you know, sign your signature and hit accept, and you know, basically that's how it works. So you go through kind of to review here. You're going to go to settings, miss. You're going to go to eBid templates, and you're going to go through to the locked one, and you're going to customize it. And after you've gone through and made your customizations, you're going to go back and choose a job, and you're going to select eBid, and you're going to go through and say start eBid, choose your template, and move forward. You're going to want to go through, play with it. If you have any questions, please just give us a call. We're happy to help get you guys going on this.